Do you have a dating deal breaker, disaster, or dilemma? Let's talk about it. Welcome to the Dating Diaries. All right, happy Wednesday, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, Scorpio Moe. This is Dating Diaries. What's
that
good?
it is. That it is.
You know what? Why is the banner? It is not story time yet. You guys know that comes later in the broadcast. It is not story time yet. We got a few things to talk about prior to story time. How's your day going? How's your week so far?
Week is going good. It's semi-flying by. The weather's beautiful, by the way.
The weather is really pretty today. Really pretty today.
I don't know where y'all at, but the weather in Atlanta is beautiful.
It is. It was a beautiful day. I actually, my horses are in training, so I went by. They started training. Right. They started training Monday with us with the Fitcation Challenge. Theirs is not about being fit. It's more about getting them ready to go on trail rides so that we can have safe horses on a trail ride. Because a lot of people don't know, like, if you take a untrained horse, which a lot of people do, on a trail ride, you can really have a bad experience. You can have a horrible experience. Because
they're not familiar with the trail, or?
Well, if they're not familiar with the trail, that is not as big as if they're not familiar with sounds. Like, people ride, there are a lot of trail rides that have bonfires. A lot of horses are afraid of fire. A lot of trail rides have ATVs. And for some reason, people act stupid with the ATVs and like to gun them loud. And if a horse is not used to that, they can spook and react, which can cause the rider to be injured or the horse to injure itself. If they're not used to being around a lot of other horses that may not be trained the way they are, if they're not used to being around a lot of drunk people, because usually on trail rides, it's a lot of very drunk individuals, having a good time. So we're just taking them back through desensitizing and then riding, because Zeus is a racehorse. And
he used to be used to the noise, right? What up, Tim?
Actually, the funny thing is, you would think so, but not really, because racehorses are not really trained to do anything but race. So they don't really, because they don't want to hurt them and they don't want to stress them out, as long as they're fast, that's fine. So when you're
used to sound, loud noise.
Not the type of sounds like a ATV gunning. And,
okay.
You gotta think they're on the track. They're running one direction and they're taught to want to be in the front. So say we take him to a trail ride, he probably gonna want to be in the front because our horse has won 3 races, not the Kentucky Derby or the Preakness, but some of those races that they put them in to get them ready for that. Right. So when you take him out, he wants to go. Like today, the trainer had him and he was just making him like trot, and he's like an engine raring. Like, what are we doing?
What do they make them chase? I forget. I know they do like a rabbit for the dogs, right?
Well, yeah, I don't know because I don't know, because when you actually go to the race, they're not
a fake rabbit.
Maybe, but they're not chasing anything but the other horse. And then actually, not even that. They're running the race forward because they put the blinders on.
Right.
You can't even see the other horse. They just got to get to the finish line fast as possible.
That's a life right there. You just said that's a life lesson right there.
It is. I love that. I love that. And if you're on a trail ride, I remember going riding with my first horse, Paris, and the cowboys would be like, "Ride your horse. Don't," because I'd be looking around at what everybody else is doing, and it's like, don't do that. Focus on you and yours. And so that's a good lesson for life, is that you don't need to be paying attention to what everybody else is doing. Focus on what you're doing. I feel like that kind of comes natural the older I get. I really could care less.
Yeah, you know what? And that's true. That's true. I think it really starts kicking in at 40, then it keeps building.
At this point, we just don't give a dang. I give no care.
Because you really start to realize what counts. And then at that age, I would think, like, let's say you were teased in high school, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then by the time you're 40, you look at the people that teased you, and you'd be like, the first thing is what they said didn't even matter. And then the second thing is, Look at him.
Right. And that probably was way before 40. That was probably like 30.
Yeah, but 40 is just like, you know what? Whatever they said,
yeah,
didn't have any weight on who I am in my life. It doesn't. And then, but you know, as a kid, everything is, you know, the opinion of, you know, not even the older people, but your peers. You know, with how you dress in school and all those things.
Yeah, I this year has been particularly freeing for me because I live far from the city, and even like the people that I was around for work. I mean, I didn't really have, I would say this, I didn't really have a chance to pick my friends. I kind of was like friends with people that I worked around. But I think after getting married and kind of, you know, segueing into a different role in my position, I'm not an entertainment publicist anymore like I was. I still have, you know, TLC, but I'm not like I was at all, like running around behind different people. So I am enjoying being able to pick friends that I enjoy as opposed to associates that I'm around, you know, and then that's a much smaller group of people that I feel like I have things in common with, right? So occasionally you will find friends that you work with that you can actually have things in common. But a lot of times with people that you work with, especially for me in entertainment, we had very different priorities, focal points. I really don't care about what a lot of them care about. I did care about my job, but I really don't care about a lot of the other things, you know? So I've been able to really like connect, find my own tribe of people that I really share priorities with. And that's been very, very freeing, you know, for me. Yeah. But you know what? You guys know what this is Dating Diaries, where we talk about dating deal breakers, disasters, and dilemmas. And we also talk about dating reality shows, which is a big deal for a lot of people that are enjoying. We love looking at other people's difficulties. And I got some news for all of us as we wait with bated breath for OWN to announce the starting date for Ready to Love Chicago. I do have some news. Ready to Love is filming in another city, and they are looking for singles. And I think this is going to be interesting. Does anybody have an idea of what city is going to be? Anybody have an idea of the next city for Ready to Love? What do you think? Or do you already know?
I don't know. They already did Houston.
They've done Houston. We remember Houston.
Oh, Boston.
Boston. Okay.
Somewhere in Northeast.
So because they did Detroit and Chicago. So
what, Milwaukee?
St. Louis. They did Chicago.
No disrespect to St. Louis.
No disrespect to Milwaukee. They just did Chicago. So they are doing another city. Now I will say, thank you guys. Keep putting the ideas in the chat, and we get up to
Alabama.
Well, you know what? Alabama would be good. I would like Birmingham.
Damn.
I would like, or what's the other Birmingham? Mobile.
No.
Mobile, Alabama.
No.
I think I would like that. Blondie says somewhere in California or Denver. Denver, you know,
Denver. I'm not mad at Denver.
Love is Blind did Denver, and it was not, there were no African Americans really there. Cleveland, not too much on Milwaukee, Jazzy. Mo said no disrespect. Respectfully. New York could be interesting. So I will say that I think Will Packer and his team are trying to focus on cities that are that have a large African American demographic, and you know, because sometimes those metro cities that have a large demographic can be difficult for people to date in, or at least that's what the going thing is. But
Baltimore.
It's
a lot of niggas in Baltimore.
It is, and Baltimore is kind of like, so they did DC and Potomac, and Baltimore is right on the other side.
Yeah.
They kind of should have did Baltimore. I think they
the big Metropolitan. I mean, not you said not metropolitan.
It's kind of Cleveland.
What is it, man? Ain't nobody got
okay, I just wanted some options, to think. Cleveland, it could be a good idea. I think they should do Cleveland and then like Cincinnati. Like, give us a 2-for-1, right? But where Ready to Love is going, we have the casting announcement came out today, sent to several people, myself included, that kind of helped them with singles. So you guys, please help us get the word out. The city is Memphis. Memphis, Tennessee, calling all Memphis-based successful singles from 30 to 50. Will Packer and all want to help you find love, or at least they want to make fun of you on your way doing it. They want to find ways to make fun as you try. Memphis-based singles. Let me ask, what do you guys think? What does everybody think? What? Why the thumbs down?
Have you been to Memphis?
I have. And you know what?
I think they're doing fine all by themselves.
K. Michelle was talking about Memphis. That's where she's from, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she should be. Tammy said, "No, ma'am." They have done New Orleans, I believe. Did they do New Orleans?
We did what's the name in New Orleans?
Make a Move was in New Orleans. Yeah. Charlotte. I thought Charlotte, Raleigh Durham, I would have enjoyed.
Yeah, I thought they already did that. That's why I didn't say it. My bad.
I think Raleigh Durham would have been great, and Charlotte.
Yeah.
They have gone to Memphis, and again, I'm sure K. Michelle is excited because she was talking about Memphis really needed. They are deserving of more, and she wants to shine a light on them.
You already got the first 48 was out there for a few years.
First 48 was also in Tulsa, Oklahoma as well. There are a lot of Black people there, Blondie. That is true. Peace B6078 says, I am in Nashville and I will not go to Memphis. Right?
I'll mess with Nashville.
Yeah, but see, Nashville would have had they would have had to lean into the country folks, which that could probably be on brand because a lot of people are into that now.
Black country.
Yeah, Black country is on brand right now.
That would have made sense, right? To me.
They said keep that shit out of North Carolina. Memphis, Tennessee. This is going to be interesting. Do you guys remember in Philly when they were going to the getaway?
I do.
And you guys remember how I was very concerned about the getaway because the pool, the water did not look, it looked very still. It did, the accommodations just did not give luxury or anything remotely close to that.
They're going to go to Tunica for the getaway. Right across the bridge to Mississippi.
You know what? You remember we went to Tunica. We went to Tunica for an event. Yeah.
Yes, we did.
And I have never been back. I have never been back. The SEA.
Then we went to Memphis over the bridge to party, which was another bad idea.
It was not a good idea. It was not a good idea. But this is what I think is the bad idea. And this is just my opinion. Owners not listening to me. I don't like the age demographic. I don't like the 30 to 50. I just feel like people that are 30 and people that are 50 are in such different places in their life. It's just not a good idea.
And Will should know that.
He does. I think they like the fact that what I think they like is that always causes contention. Who wants to have babies? Who can't have babies? These 50-year-old men holding on and saying they still want babies, knowing that these 50-year-old women can't have them. And then they're, I have to date a woman who wants babies. It's the 32-year-old. I am not.
Will went to FAMU. How come they don't do Tallahassee?
I don't know. That's interesting.
Orlando.
They did Miami.
Orlando. Oh, they did. Well, what's the name of Central Florida? Tampa, Orlando.
Yeah, Tampa. I went to Tampa and I had a bad experience, but this probably was the person But yeah, I don't know I don't know what, and it's so weird to go from Chicago to Memphis. That's going to be two very different seasons. I mean, whew. Now, I do want to say Memphis, according to K. Michelle and other Memphians, because there was a show that came out, Girls Raised in the South. Shouts out to Deji LeRae and Thomas. They did a great series there. I did a review on it. It was on All Black, and it was focused in Memphis. Memphis has a lot of culture, right?
It does.
A lot of culture. And I do think that a lot of times cities get a bad rap, so you only focus on the negative, because Chicago is like that. People think Chicago, but there's a lot of upper middle class, upperly mobile Black people in Chicago. Chicago is
like a lot. And people love downtown.
Yeah, and a lot Chicago. Of the Black agencies, ad agencies, you know, have been there for years. There's a lot of Black business happening in Chicago. Obviously, a lot of food, you know, to taste of Chicago is a big thing. Like, there's a lot that people don't think of. They just think of the negative things, right? And I think with Memphis, I think the same thing. I think that people focus on the negative more, and maybe there's the cultural aspect of it is hopefully what we'll get to see. Because in Detroit, they did a good job of like showing the culture of the city.
So what, they're gonna go to Graceland?
I don't think they're going to
go to Stax Records.
Maybe Stax Records. Maybe there's some 3-6 Mafia memorabilia.
You just took a left turn.
Just
on the other side.
Yeah, I don't know. I just.
But maybe they might teach us. That might be the point.
I think they might show us. I think so. So if you guys know anybody, please. Last thing, take this down. lighthearted.com/show/ready-to-love. Please. And Memphis is the soul of the South. That's what they are claiming. That is the tagline. If you know someone in Memphis that is interested in being on the show, we want you to please share this with them so that they can have their shot. Now, I would say, what do you think would be a age range that would be more? I think like 30 to 40, and then 30 to 40 is better.
35 to 45.
35 to 45. But see, yeah, that's because you got to get them early 30s out of there. The early 30s.
Yeah, because the early 30s is still lingering still left over from the 20s. You know what I'm saying?
It's still 20s residue on you.
Yeah, all. That part. There you go.
Yeah. I think 35, because that's what it is. It's the mid 30s and up. Because when you get 30s, it's inevitably the people that are like 32 to 34, 30 to 34. A lot of them have not had children. A lot of them haven't even been in stable relationships. And then you get.
And not only that, when you're 35, you know a 40 is a knocking.
It is a knocking, especially as you turn that corner from 35 and you become 36, and you round it on up to 40. You tend to kind of mellow out a little bit.
You should.
I just don't like the fact that they always have this issue with children. And I will ask you this. When you were in that demographic, right? I don't even think it's to 50. I think the 30 to 45. I do remember, because I had kids early. A lot of guys I dated did not have kids. In fact, most guys I dated did not have kids. The joke was on me, because the person I ended up settling down with would have all the children. But I always dated. I didn't date anyone that had kids at all. So, and that was always a contention, because one guy was like, I don't want to have kids. I'm perfectly fine being with a woman that does. But some of the other guys, I knew eventually it probably was not going to work, because if you're 32, 33, 34, you may say you don't want to have children, but you hit 35, you start thinking about legacy. You hit toward, listen, you may change your mind. So
you've heard enough stories as a man where you'd be like, you know what? I might not want to do that.
Yeah, but a lot of men really do want children. But
no, you want them, but you look at how it's turned out.
You don't want a baby mama.
There's no, yeah. Or just like even the marriage thing. It's not marriage, it's divorce, they figure.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I was talking to somebody because my son is here. My son does not want to get married. Marriage is not something he's even interested in at all, or even would consider. And I do think that that's a generational thing. I think that there's a lot of this younger generation is not really as marriage minded.
Well, it to their understanding, it's just like a lot of things. You got to ask yourself, did you see a good one? You see what I'm saying? If you've seen enough good ones, you might want to do it. But if you've seen enough bad ones, or when you've seen it didn't work, you was like, well, why would I try that? They jumped out the thing, and the parachute didn't open. If you see enough of those, you're going to be like, well, why would I get up there to do that?
That's true. Popcorn 526 says, I have a friend who is 50 and he still wants kids because he does. See, that's what I'm talking about. Those men, we need a special conversation for those gentlemen. Sir, your window may have just, I mean, you know, but because men can have children up until.
I agree. Say, let the Lord speak for that.
But they do. But, you know, rest in peace to People Bryson, who passed yesterday.
I know how he met his wife.
You would tell us the story, but he also has an 8-year-old son.
Right. I think this is the same
People
woman.
was 75 years old.
I think this is the same woman.
Okay.
I worked in a studio.
Hold on. I'm going to read you there's comment. Then I'm going to let you tell that story.
Good.
It says, legacy ain't exist since 2010. Your kids will sell everything you built for Robux. I really hope that's not true, but it probably is. I hate that.
Damn.
I hate that. I hate that that's probably true. All right. But yes, keep in mind that Mr. Bryson had an 8-year-old son. That is how long men can go. You know, Al Pacino is in his 80s. Him and
De Niro.
And De Niro, and they each have children under the age of 5. But yes, rest in peace to People Bryson. All right, give us the story about his wife.
Now, I don't know if this is the one. I want to be sure, but you know, I did work out in the same building.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people worked in this building, 1870, whatever the piece. You know the building. I think you know the building. Mm-hmm. But in any case, I seen him in there. He was talking to the guy who's doing some music engineering, and he left. And he was like, he told me how he met his wife in Canada. Oh, and he was like, he had did 2 shows there. He saw her in the store throughout his trip there. He would walk to the store from the hotel.
Okay.
Told her to quit her job.
Yes, sir, Peebo.
And that's how it happened. So like quit your job right now. Like he flirted with her a couple days. Then at the end he told her to quit her job.
Wow.
And that's how it happened.
So see, if they want to, they will.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't know if this is the same woman, but I don't know who's doing that. But he's an older man. I don't know. This was, when I was told the story, this had to be 96, 97.
I don't know if that's the same. Let's see if that's
what I'm saying. I don't know if it's the same woman or not. But shout out to Guy. I ain't going to say his last name. He's the one that told me the story. People had a studio in that building. He did. Left Eye did. A few people. Oh, your man Tricky.
Right.
Had a studio in that building. He probably know people was in there.
Okay. So he got married in 2010.
I don't know if this is the same lady.
Okay. Before he was famously engaged to 2 other women.
That might have been, I don't know. Like I said, I don't want to put nothing on
this. This wasn't until 2010. So, but they had a well-documented loving partnership.
They say where she was from, because that'll tell it.
This says that she was from the marriage started with a chance meeting on tour. So that wasn't.
See, hey man, when you have certain, they want to get someone from somewhere else.
And it says they had a 30-year age difference. 30-year age difference. Wow. British, and she was a singer.
Oh, so a lot of British people live in Canada.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Let me not put that on them, but I'm just trying to tell you what I was told. Allegedly.
Right, allegedly. People Bryson, it says he loves being a husband. Hold on, I'm trying to get to the he believed in love, and he had some beautiful love songs.
Oh, did he? Yes,
beautiful love songs. Stand for Love. He his wife Tanya Boniface Bryson is 30 years his junior, and she was in a British girl group.
I thought something was funny yesterday, early yesterday, or was it the day before? Bernadette Stannis.
Yeah, Stannis. Mm-hmm.
She had put, "Wish my friend Tebow pray for him."
Well, he had
I didn't know what it was. Then all of a sudden,
yeah, he had a stroke. He had a stroke, and
okay.
Yeah, his "Can You Stop the Rain." I think "Can You Feel the Love Tonight." Was that his too? No, that wasn't his. The Beauty and the Beast song.
Right.
Yeah. I like that one, and then the Aladdin song as well. But then "Feel the Fire." Yes, I want to feel the fire, Edna. Yes. But yes, peace, rest in peace to him. But that, so men can obviously continue to procreate.
Somebody made it like that for a reason. I'm just saying.
Well, hopefully.
Why would it be that way?
Well, they probably made it like that, hoping you all would have sense enough not to take advantage.
That's not how it works.
I'm serious. I mean, because think about let me ask you a question. Just being honest. I know that there's the answer that's going to sound great, but you at the age that you are now, mm-hmm. if you had a brand new baby, mm-hmm. What are you able to do?
Everything I was able to do in my,
so you think you could be the same? You have the same energy and everything? You had a baby today at 55.
But here's the thing. I'm a lot smarter and I have a lot more patience. So maybe once that kid gets up to
maybe that's
playing ball, maybe I can't, run as fast, or I can still throw the ball, but maybe I'm a little tired. But on the flip side of that is I'm a lot more mature. I'm a lot more patient. I'm a lot more understanding. That's what makes grandparents dope. Is because maybe the first time. No, that's what I'm saying. But it's still, and I'm not saying they're supposed to have babies at that. I'm just saying if you're older, it finally clicks and it makes sense. The first time around, or maybe the first, you might feel like you're missing something and neglectful to the kids, so on and so forth. Now, I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying, why is it like that then if it's for a reason? If not for a reason.
I just think that at a certain age, man or woman, you aren't supposed to be there as a dad. Maybe as a grandfather, that's the thing. You're supposed to have patience and wisdom. And I think that grandparents are supposed to be actively involved in children's lives. I think that makes the child's rearing.
Sometimes they ain't got much of a choice.
Right, that's true. But I mean, in best case scenario, you have that as a back, as reinforcement and support. But I know for me, I don't necessarily know. You have more patience when it comes to certain things. I don't know about changing the diapers and getting up in the middle of the night. I don't know that 55-year-old people want to do that.
And I know obviously there's young people or people that don't want to. I don't want to go to. I mean, imagine going to work at 2:00. You used to have to. Oh man, oof.
And so I'm telling you, my daughter just did not sleep. She just did not need to sleep. She did not need to sleep. The one that's a DJ, she just did not need sleep. So I remember I would be so tired because she would just be up with colic, and then I would send her to my mom or my mother-in-law, and they would be like, woo. They were great support. I don't know if I would be able to handle that now. But in any case, we're talking about Ready to Love. I don't like the age demographic. I think 30 to 50 is just too wide. But in the situation of Mr. Peebo Bryson and a lot of other men, there is a huge age gap. And that's a 30-year age gap. Hey, we'll see. We'll see what happens with 30 to 50-year-olds.
They ain't having them by broke dudes.
That's true, because I know Al Pacino's not getting up in the middle of the night. He's sleeping and probably sleeping. He's sleeping. It's a
nanny.
It's a nanny. But I mean, yeah, he's a nanny and the mom are up.
Man, that mother ain't up either. That's what the nanny's for.
I mean, maybe. But if you
what
else you got to do? What else she got to do?
I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
Because ain't much to do with him because he's asleep. Trust me.
I'm guarantee you there's a nanny.
There's definitely nannies to hear there's point. There's nannies, but it ain't like she gotta take care of him. Trust me. He's asleep.
And she like, look, we got this. He probably want her with him and like, hey, leave that.
He is knocked out. He is he is knocked out. There's nothing that she need to do for him. But anyway, we're gonna be excited to see what happens. Ready to Love Chicago, then Ready to Love Memphis. I'm interested to see what, I don't even know what that lineup is gonna look like. But you guys know, as soon as we have it, we will share it. I mean, but we'll have Chicago first, obviously. But yeah, I don't know what.
I'm pretty sure it'll have some Memphis professionals and yeah, like I said, it might be a learning thing for all of us to really see and understand the culture, the real culture, not necessarily the street urban culture or this rap stuff we see, but the other stuff. So
yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Give it a chance, y'all. Give it a chance.
No, we are definitely. I think we are in agreement that everybody is open and interested. It definitely will be. We'll get a breather, right? We'll have Chicago, and then the culture is very different in Memphis. We're going to go from a Midwest city to a Southern city, and there's a huge difference just in the culture, and it's a difference in the expectations of men and women. I think, to me, that's one of the biggest differences in the Midwest and in the East Coast to the South. There's a different expectation when it comes to relationships. I think I've seen, like, the Southern values are very, very different than Midwest.
Do they still? You think they still hold up?
I don't know, because I can only speak to my generation. But I know for our generation, there's a definite difference with specifically with women, and what their expectations are, how they approach relationships, and men and family. I think there's good and bad on both sides. So I don't think either is better. I just think it's different. And I think it can be challenging if you were raised in the Midwest or the Northeast, and then, or even the West Coast, and then your spouse is from the South. I think it's just as challenging if, people on the West Coast are different. We were talking about that. I'm different. Like, I've got girlfriends from California, and none of them wear underwear. I don't know why. I don't understand it, but that's just what they, and these are very different women, but they don't wear underwear. They do not. Oh, and they're very, and I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. It's just funny to me because I'm like, what? I'm telling you, that is. I have heard that.
Southern California. That is true. Mm-hmm. DC Young Fly, his father was 70 years old when he had him.
I know he's talked about that. Yeah. So I think it can be, that
explains a lot.
Tammy says unfair to the child. It just depends on, because some children, are probably not doing good in homes with parents in their 30s.
And you just never know. It's unfair for a lot of the young people having kids, and
I just think it presents a difficulty in dating. So that's why I was asking you, did you ever encounter a woman that at the time that you still wanted children, that you were still open to having children, did you ever encounter a situation where the woman did not want children and you did, or vice versa?
No.
Okay.
Because to me, it was the want, part of the want came from being with the woman. So if I wasn't really with her yet and just trying to get to know her, I didn't desire to do something with her. You know what I'm saying? Because to me, it becomes a representation of us. So if I'm walking around and there's no us, I'm not thinking about necessarily a child. Just to be having a child. You know what I'm saying? Because it comes with a mother, usually. So I'm thinking about the package. I'm not just thinking about, now when I was younger, I thought child, but then I just, as watching things, it'd be like, even to have, like we talked about being married. I don't think about being married until I'm with the person and she makes me want to feel like I want to marry her.
Okay.
Not That's just fair. Marry and then trying to find someone to fit that slot. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So,
I think a lot of men feel like that. But let me ask you this. You had children though, right? So what if you hadn't had children? How old were you when you had your first child?
29.
So what if you had not had any children?
Sorry, 28. I'm sorry.
28. All right. Can you think, just give us because you don't know, because that's not the experience. But if you hadn't had children, do you think there would have been an age that you would have started to think, man, because I've heard men say they kind of start wanting to have a child. Do you think
I do, and I understand it, but as understanding it and watching other people's experience, that I got to come back to reality. What comes with that?
Yeah,
being the right person, being the like when we hear the women saying, it's no right man. I just want to have a child, and that could be cool, but and that's a little different because you're aware of what comes with it. You don't know. But imagine doing that with someone you know and you don't wind up not liking them or you don't like you or there's issues. Right. That's what I'm saying. So that would have became the other obstacle. It was like, I want one, but I'm looking at these stories from my friends. All my friends that got married got divorced or getting divorced. Not all of them, but hell, 90% of them. And then usually the second ones worked out. And that's what I seen growing up. And it almost accepted that.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that that's a difficult part of dating because the have children versus the don't have children. Because I don't think if you are a person that has children, be it a man or a woman, I've heard people say some crazy things on both sides. I've heard women that have children say they don't want to be with a man that has children also, which is crazy to me. And I've also heard men that have children say they don't want to be with a woman that has children. They want to be with a woman that would only focus on their children. Both sides are crazy. That's crazy work. Both sides, crazy.
Ooh. Yeah, I don't get that.
Even like the guys that we saw on Ready to Love that had 4 and 5 children.
God.
Sir, why? With you having a brood of your own, would you even think that you would be a good fit for a woman who doesn't have any children? She just supposed to enjoy your children that you have with a whole nother woman that could potentially make her life miserable. Okay. I just don't understand that.
My mother had 3 kids at 19.
Okay.
So, but she's ain't seem to have no problem. Well, that's a whole other thing that goes behind that. But she didn't have no problem getting men.
Right. I think it depends on what the responsibility is that the man has coming to the table.
Or how responsible is the woman.
Right. But I'm saying if she's not responsible, then because I know a woman that has 5 kids and she is 25 and she doesn't have custody of them. So of course she has men that want to be with her because if you get with her, there's not the responsibility of taking care of the children.
Right. So that's the thing. So what kind of people get together knowing that? Like, I'm always curious to why you don't have where's your kids?
That's
and somebody, because then I'm looking at that, like certain things, I'm trying to get myself, I want to know the backstory. It could be a reasonable one. And then, when it's like, I don't really want to be like, what do you,
You just got to know that that's going to eventually come to you. I got to say this real quick. I know we're not going to talk about this subject all night. I didn't pull a picture for it. But I'm interested to know your thoughts on what is happening with 50 Cent and his child's mother right now. If you guys don't know, 50 Cent has a child with a woman named Daphne Joy. Daphne is an OnlyFans model. She also was one of the willing participants of Diddy's freak-offs, right? So she had a relationship with him. It was very public. It came out in the trial. She was one of the women that he would have with him with freak-offs. Not as much as Cassie, but still there. So recently there was a video released of her in some intimate activity with several men that Diddy paid for them to have a meeting of the minds, let's say. So she put out a statement basically claiming that she was kind of a victim, that she felt like she had to do these things because of the person that she was in love with and she didn't know her worth. However, right after she put out that video, she also put out a ad for her OnlyFans page. And 50 is just spiraling. But he has a child with her, and the son is probably what, like around 10 or 11, 12,
something like that.
Something like that. And he was just saying that it just does not seem fair because he thinks his son is a victim. What are your thoughts on this whole thing? Because this has been being talked about before the trial, but after the trial, it was very, very public what exactly was happening. There was actually audio released of her talking to Diddy. And if you didn't know, let me just give you the rest of the context. If you did not know, she had what was considered what he called a love contract, which meant that he gave her $10,000 a month in exchange for her performing with different men that he would pay and bring in to have these freak offs. Now, that is why 50 kept calling her a little sex worker, because I guess that kind of is sex work, right? So yeah, she had a contract with him for payment for her services. Now, that to me doesn't sound like we're in a relationship. That sounds like you are a resource of money that I want. And then she also still had an OnlyFans page even during that time. So she was making, they saw that, and they said that she was making around 40 to 50,000 a month. And she claimed
what she was getting from Diddy.
She said that she had to send it all home to the Philippines. Well, what are your thoughts?
You know how much $1,000 does in the Philippines, and you were making 40? The fuck. Anyway, do I think she's a victim? No. No, I don't. And I think he stated they ain't been together for, like, that's his baby, but that wasn't his girl when all this was happening. I mean, I can't control what any of my exes do after it is what it is. Is it still my child's mother? Yes. Y'all can make all the other, whatever. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's sad, but I think she made the decision. She was after the paper. She's been with other famous men, dated comedians, singers.
I think she's advertising to get more.
And then that's what I'm saying. So this whole thing, I don't know if she wants to jump on the Cassie side of this and try to get some sympathy based on that. But the show is over, the ride is over, and now the tapes are coming out and she's reliving it again. And I just think it's the victim mentality, but I don't think she's an actual victim, no.
Do you think that 50 and or his son are victims?
The 50's not. The son is, I don't know if victim's the word, but we gotta prepare this man for what he's going to go through. You know, he might be in private school now. He might be shielded from some of it, but eventually it's all going to spill out. And we have to prepare this man for this young man. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if we're doing enough. If we're going to, I can't say, but someone's helping him through that journey, that part of it, because it's going to come out and we don't know how he's going to react. You don't know what his relationship is going to be with his mother or father, or, we just don't know, but we can prepare and give him tools or something. Because I can't even imagine. Trust me.
He is 13.
And 50 said today, we ain't been together in 12 years.
Yeah. I feel for him, and Hey You There's right back. That does make us think of 50 song, Have a Baby by Me, Be a Millionaire. That did not age well. And he did not make her a millionaire. That's what I'm just saying. He lied. The song was a lie. But I don't think he's a victim at all. I think if anything, you just like a very poor judge of character, sir. Because Diddy didn't have a child with her. Diddy did have a child with another young lady. And that lady is not, at least not to my knowledge, she's not on OnlyFans.
So let me ask you this. Do you think that was the reason why. But 50 ended it. You know when you know, and when he knew, he
I feel like 50 Cent is a horrible judge of character when it comes to women. I feel like he chose a woman that is a opportunist and it was looking for a payday by any means necessary. Because
around that time there was a visit and the papers are up. He went to the house, broke all the chandeliers. Like he went in California.
Mm-hmm.
He went on like a rant. Something he found out something and lost it.
Do you think, just our opinion, because we don't know. Yeah. Do you think that a woman with that type of mentality could hide that from a person like 50 for? Because to me, who you choose to have a child with even says more than who you choose to marry, because you have to be connected with that person and that person is going to be the mother of your child. So while she's she's fulfilling her love contract, and while she's fulfilling her OnlyFans, content, while she's creating content, she's mothering. And this is the person that you chose to have a child with. Do you think she could hide the fact that that was who she was, her character, enough where he would think that she would be a good mom?
Depending on how much he likes her, yeah. Because it's like when I say
good evening, Christal Moe.
You lie to, like, you lie to yourself. Like if you like someone enough, you won't have to lie to them. They'll lie to themselves.
Right, so, because that doesn't mean that you're a good judge of character. That means you're so caught up in the look.
Judge of character, right? You don't know, but you got to, even to be a good judge of character, you have to have seen something. The first person I heard she was with, because she was the Wildin' Out girl, was somebody that was on Wildin' Out, D. Ray Davis from Chicago, a comedian. So I was like, everybody got a pass. But right. Then when her and 50 broke up, she was with the dude in Florida. What's the R&B singer's name? Begin with a D. What's the guy's name? Then she was with him, and this was shortly after 50, so it was a break. Now, probably in Hollywood, everybody knows. I don't know. Like he might have known, but usually a guy like that, if he knows, if he decides he's going to stick and move, he's not going to stay around.
But I'm saying it's not going to make her his child's mother, though. That's what's weird.
What? Slipper? I don't know. I don't know what happened. Probably not. You're right. I think you're right if you know.
Yeah, I don't. I mean,
No, I'm saying if he knows.
Yeah, he ain't have no other children by any other. He seemed like he was, and he kept talking that he was going to make another child, and
a girl.
I think he wanted a certain look, and I think that's what he got.
Even with the young, I don't know how true it is with the Cuban woman.
Cuban link.
Yeah, I don't know if that's really true, the rumor. But why that ended?
What is the rumor?
She asked him for $10,000.
Oh yeah. I did hear that. Yeah.
Well,
he obviously did not make Daphne a millionaire, because that was part of the problem. She was saying that she needed a love contract. She didn't have enough money.
Even his own crew say he's cheap. It's like he keeps his money.
But I mean, the judge gave her child support, so the judge ruled in what they felt like was enough money, and she said it wasn't. So she went to his.
What was it? It was like 5.
It's like 5, yeah. So we're talking about 50 Cent and his son's sire's mother. That's gotta suck for a 13-year-old. I don't care what private school you're in. It has spilled over. All these kids have phones and information, and everybody knows your mom was involved in the Diddy trial. That's gotta suck.
Yeah. Oof.
I mean, a rose is still a rose, according to Miss Aretha Franklin. And so I don't think that women should be judged simply by, what they're doing. But this woman seems to relish in
she needs money. What else? She's going to go to
what she knows. The money like that. That's
Now I'm saying she's going to go to what they know. Who else is going to take her serious?
Get a job, lady. I mean, I guess she feels like she's different than the rest of us, and she shouldn't have to work.
what did we say about the lifestyle? That you can't go back. So you're going to try to figure it out. Use what you got.
Well, it's going to run out eventually because I don't feel bad either.
Walmart?
Hey there, I feel bad for the son. I don't feel bad for her or 50. In fact, I think it's hilarious because you chose a woman that you thought would give you a attractive son because she wasn't black. You know, get one that's
I don't know if that's the reason, but
I feel like, yeah. I mean, I don't think that's by accident that you get a Filipino woman and you act like, and he's spoken out about, you know, his preferences and, you know, it's just not.
Because this is the same man that dated Chelsea what's her name?
Chelsea Handler.
There you go.
But that was all for that was because she's successful and he's intrigued by it.
But he liked her. You know, for a black man to take that bold of a statement and not care. I mean, and she liked the brothers. This is her thing. Who,
Chelsea or Daphne?
No, well, both probably, but Chelsea.
Probably both. Vivica, but you know what? I don't even think he really liked Vivica. He said, I want to thank Vivica Fox for wearing that dress.
Vivica looked good that night.
I think that he liked how Vivica looked in that dress. And then she was like, ooh, and he was so new in the business that he probably
was melting in her seat.
She did. And then he was so overwhelmed because she, you know, it was a huge compliment to her. But I don't think he would have actually pursued Vivica. I think Vivica became excited about him because he complimented her on stage in the dress. And then that it just
not only that, Vivica knew it was around the corner.
Did she? I don't think she did.
She's around the corner now. She knew.
Damn you.
She knew.
I didn't see that one coming. Damn you.
Go around the corner and see. See that?
Moving on. I have a question for the guys.
Like
huh?
You never answered that question when I asked you that about why did her voice sound like that now?
I do. I'm moving on. Because I don't like your question. I don't like it. And I don't like what you were implying. You were implying that there was something pressing against. There might have been something pressing or enveloping or anyway. No.
Or eating a cheeseburger.
Leave her alone. She's a beautiful woman.
She is. God bless. She used to live not too far from me, by the way.
She's a beautiful woman. I wish her well. I do hope that she never says his name again, but I don't think that would. Doesn't look like that's going to happen. It looks like a few interviews down the road, and we'll be right back where we started from. But
I wanted to see that movie she's in though. It actually look good.
I don't want to see that. God is. I don't want to see that.
It looks good.
It looks crazy. She looks crazy. It looks like it's going to be some demonic stuff. I'm not into the demonic stuff. A question for the guys. Our guys on tonight? We have some very specific gentlemen. I got a question, Mo. You can kick it off, and if we have any other guys in the audience, can answer this question. Out of these three women, what are you going for? The booty, the breast, or the smile? What is going to make? Now, let's do this as far as we're talking about the woman that you want to be in a relationship with, not just hit, because I know y'all are two different things. Two different things. I was talking about that this morning because on the reprint, we were talking about Idris Elba, who was just knighted as Sir Idris. We love it. We love to see it. Idris has a wife that, to me, fits his position, his station in life. Years ago, he dated K. Michelle, but he did not marry K. Michelle. So I think it's probably two different women. You probably have a different woman than you would date and then one that you would marry. So what I'm asking you to do is look at these three, and we don't know what their personality is like. We're just looking at pure physical look. The first thing you notice is the smile, the booty, or the breast. Which one are you thinking that you would be best suited for? I am putting it back up for marriage.
Get them big titties out of here. I don't need that.
That's C-Dub.
Yeah,
That's
C-Dub.
Okay. All right. Okay. You're stumped between team.
Yeah, because I do like the smile, man. And the smile projects energy.
It does.
You know what I mean? And I would like for her to look at me like that. But then again, you know, but long as that dress is not flat in the back, we straight. I'll take the smile.
You're gonna take Team Smile. Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
Because the other one with the booty look like she might have an attitude. That's the only reason. I'm not picking.
All right. Which one? If there's any other guys in the building, let us know. Which one are you picking? Are you picking Team Smile, Team Booty, or Team Cajonas? The Cajonas.
The Cajonas, man, listen. That becomes a problem later.
What are you speaking of? When does it become a problem?
You get the droppage on those compared to the rear is different.
The gravity has a different effect. Edna with the prophetic word. She says you can't trust a big butt and a smile. That girl is poison. Coming through with the Ronnie DeVoe wisdom. But she got hit.
This is based on photo. Now this is all.
This is based on photo, but I'm wondering which is more.
It's not a. Hey, Tammy. No.
What Tammy just asked, was that a politically correct answer? Which is a valid question.
No, because I'm not. The breast is cool, but I'm not really like on it like that. I do like a nice derriere from time to time, but a beautiful smile is unmatched.
Now let me ask you. Okay, so let's push this envelope. Now, if there's that beautiful smile that we see in this photo, but there's a curtain, there's a drop off like a curtain, like you said.
Can't do it.
That's are you serious?
I can't do it.
Oh, you can do it.
I can't do it.
You can do it. You can do it.
You
can do it. You can.
I tried it.
It's just a beautiful smile. Just turn the lights off.
Okay. I'm painting a scenario to you.
Okay.
Laying in the bed sideways. Sideways, right?
Yeah. Spooning?
Your arm, yes. And you put your arm around your lady, or she nestles right in this area, right?
Nestled in, yes.
And then you try to put your arm here. And your arm's going to go like this because there's nothing there. It's
okay.
All
you got to do is find another curve to nestle into.
What, a knee?
The back of the knee.
You wouldn't know nothing about that. But anyway, I'm just saying, what am I going to grab? What am I going to hold? And they can say the same for me.
But you could grab the Cajonas.
Listen, I've dated a woman that and she was older. They don't turn out later on. They're not, nah, I don't like them later on. I don't like them. And she had big joints too. And I was just like, that made me not want them no more. It's the sweat underneath them. I don't like it.
You know what? We're done. We're done.
I don't like it. Nice. What's the good size, baby? Nice high B.
A high B. C. Okay, a full B.
Yeah, somewhere in that pocket.
You don't want a double.
They can hang. I'm cool with them. But all the stuff down to your stomach and going down that far, I don't want no pus.
I hate you. And you know what? What if she has on a good bra, a support
That's
system.
Another thing. Balls are too heavy. And one time I got my hand cut in a bra wire and it hurt. Cut the circle. And then that thing snapped on it. Bow! It's like a mouse trap.
Why are you
like a mouse trap.
Why were you in there?
That's what it gets. We need to change the subject. They're gonna think I'm just change the subject.
Oh my God. All right. I got one for the ladies. We got one for the ladies. All right, ladies. Let's move on. Because we're less judgmental. All right, ladies. I want everybody who is on this chat needs to let me know which gentleman are you picking. All right. What is your type? Come on. We got Number 1 is the gym bro. He is built, locked in, and never skips leg day. Number 2 is the solid gent. He is balanced, masculine, and real. All right. 3 is a tall drink. He's long, lean, effortlessly extra. He's probably like a former basketball player there. Number 4 is the big stepper. He's an ex-football player, thick, solid, built for presence. Number 5 is a short king, small frame, big confidence. Number 8 is the dad bod. He is strong. He is a grill master energy. Different builds, same swagger. Come on, ladies, let me know what's your number. Okay, popcorn, no, they're not all short. You got to use your imagination. Let's say that obviously you could tell who's short. The solid gent's a little bit shorter. The short king is a wee little man. And then but everybody else looks at least 6 feet. The tall drink is probably over 6 feet. Okay, so we got what in the world? We got number 3, 1 or 3. Number 3, number 4. That's beyond a dad bod. We're just using our imagination. Wasn't no fat or skinny. There is fat and skinny. I feel like, in my opinion, number 6 is a little chubby, and number 3 is kind of skinny. If I have to, 1 popcorn, yes, we have to. How short is short? Well, it says small frame, not just short, but also small frame. I want you guys to remember that. Also small frame, because sometimes short does not necessarily just mean in height. 2 and 3, 4. Quite the lady. I'm with you. I'm with you. Yeah. Nobody has said 4. I'm gonna say 1 to 4, and I really felt like 1 is probably gonna get on my nerves, because he probably is doing too much. All but 6. Okay, Tammy said, I love them all. Combined 2 and 3, a little of 4. Okay, slim talk usually hung long. Edna, ma'am.
Whoa, Edna. Easy.
Hey, she said 1, 2, 3, 5, 3, 2, 4, 5, 1. Everybody basically, except 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, you got everybody. I'm not mad except 6.
Who said that?
Haitian.
For real? I'm surprised.
Yeah.
Okay.
Number 4. Okay. 1, 3, and 2. Solid gent. Edna is hilarious. But she ain't lying. She's giving the information that the rest of us know, but we wouldn't say. All right. Solid gent. All right. It looks like 3 is doing the none match my husband. Love is Mimi. What does your husband look like? If I have to, 1 or 2. I'm looking at which one has the most votes. I just feel like I feel like it would be obvious, number 1, but I just don't want the attitude that's gonna come with that. I've had too many of those, and they have a bad attitude. But the looks would definitely be right. Dated number 2 before, and when I saw that stomach not sucked in, I went back to 3. Marriott, that's hilarious. That is hilarious. Not with the big belly. 1 is too much pressure. It is, because he's gonna try to make you eat steamed chicken. Oh my God. Yeah. That's. It looks like 3 has the most votes. Y'all like the tall, long, and lean, and effortlessly extra.
Like 3 and 4, right?
3, no, but not that many people said 4, which I was surprised, because I'm all day. I'm only 1 and 4. I'm not. I mean, 2 is not. It's not bad. 1 would be for
you
fun.
have more of a variety on yours.
What you mean? Well, yeah, because we're looking at something different. Meal prep and protein shakes. Yeah, I don't want to be doing that all the time. And I'm telling you, them ones, it's just too much. If he never misses leg day, he's gonna be annoying to you. I don't want to do it. He's gonna be. I don't like it. I like it, but I don't like it. I do like it, but I don't like it. Anyway, yeah, I thought that would be interesting to see what all of us like. Only if he cooking the meals. Edna does go from striptures to temptress. We know Edna is a woman with a future and a past. One is usually full of himself. I agree, Kenny Ray. And I think one wants more mirror time than the woman. I don't like it. I don't like it. One is okay for me. I got here. One, I don't mind. I got here late because I had to get my workout in. So one is okay for me. One gives homosexual. Oh my gosh.
What?
That can't happen because if he's a personal trainer, ask me how I know. It's not good. Don't date people that are personally training. One has a lot of demands, but not much to give. I agree. Hubby used to be a 1 when we met. Now he's a 2. I ain't gonna lie. If my husband, I've seen some photos when he was in the military. Jesus Christ. I probably wouldn't have even been able to deal with that. But I'm happy where I'm at. But yes, I'm definitely gonna take. I'm gonna take 4. Yeah, I'm not gonna do the 3. We're not hating on one. We just know one is it has
judging the book by the cover.
But that's
what we're all doing at this
we're
point.
all but we also have proof that a lot of times stereotypes are real. Okay. A lot of times stereotypes are based in truth. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately. Just like you said, the one that had a big booty looked like she had a bad attitude.
Yeah, it was the facial expression. She didn't smile. She wasn't pleasant.
She was focusing on her sexiness, not her kindness.
Yeah. 3
is the easiest to dress in fine clothing. That's true. That is true. Because he looks like a model. Like, only if he keeps that stomach down. Because what I'm going to tell you, if you get number 3, and he gets a pop belly, it ain't gonna go well for you, because the weight is only gonna be in the belly. It ain't gonna be nowhere else. It's like you see number 2 and number 3. Number 2 and number 4, their weight is proportional. This joint right here is gonna be a belly in the middle, and them legs gonna be skinny, and the chest is gonna be skinny, and it's not gonna be good for you. And the belly is not gonna leave. Once the belly gets locked in, it don't go nowhere. Now I'm gonna tell you what other belly ain't going nowhere. Number 6. It's never going.
Oh, number 6 and number 4.
Look here, number 4 is okay. Okay, it's all right. But number 6 is hard. It's gonna probably cause some diabetes.
You want it to be hard. If it's soft, it really ain't going.
Number 6 is soft. But can I tell you that I am very impressed. I am impressed with everybody that said with all of the ladies that said they would definitely date number 5. I'm so impressed with you guys. I love that. There were some people that said number 5. I shouldn't said all of them, so I don't really know. You just said everybody. But that's good. No, that's good. I'm happy that we do have some people here. Number 6.
Here's the thing. This is how it's funny because y'all didn't follow the rules. You pick one.
We did not follow the rules.
This is what I be saying. Like, all you gotta do is give it and watch. I picked one.
That's true.
You guys picked several.
That's true. He's got us, ladies. Yeah.
That's life. That's what happens for real.
Joda said 6 will be slobbering on top of me. And not that I remember, but I just do want to say I too am 5'2", Tammy, but not only will they be, it also could be a lot of sweat coming down. Like, that's uncomfortable. No, I don't like it. Edna says she picked one. Okay, Edna, which one did you say? Did you say the tall one? Because I assume that you probably had picked the tall one. Edna, which one did you pick? I can't scroll back up. Which one did you pick out of the guys? Give us the number, because yeah, 6 is gonna be a sweaty mess. He was out on that grill. He won't be sweating on top of you. My God. 3. I figured you have to pick 3 because you're tall. Jonas, I need to breathe. 6 is a no. Not 6 comes with a CPAP machine.
Haitian Empress is tall too. So
Yeah. So y'all gonna have to pick the number 3. But I'm telling you, don't let his hit. Yes, number 6. And I think, you know what? Eventually number 4 is gonna be number 6.
It's usually how it works.
You know, everybody's gonna transition to something else, except for that number 5. He may not gain no weight, but you know what? He is probably very neat. He's probably a neat fella. He's probably very neat with neat clothes. He probably tucks his shirt in, and he's probably neat. He probably will a very neat gentleman. I like that. I like that. Let's move on to. I wanted to talk about Love and Marriage Huntsville because and I did tell Haitian Empress I do have a story about the compound. Do you remember because somebody asked me earlier, I was talking about a party that I went to at Essence, and someone asked me, was it at the compound? I was like, no, it was during Essence Festival. So it wasn't at the compound, but you and I went to an event at the compound, and I told Haitian I would tell the story tonight. Do you remember the compound event that we did?
Yeah.
Do you remember what you were doing?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell us what you were doing. Tell the people what you were doing.
I was interviewing women for a jean line.
Kind of like judging. You were kind of like judging.
Judging, yes.
Yes. So do you guys remember PZI jeans?
Which is dope jeans, by the way.
Very much so. I had a bunch of. I used to do PR for them, and I also did PR for Moe. And so we had a model call for the jeans. And this is so funny because the girl that was the person that hired me, she got really angry at me because I said to her, and you guys will know this is true. I don't even know if the jeans are still around, but PZI jeans, if you didn't like, they were available in the Southeast. I never saw them before I moved to Atlanta, but they were like in all the department stores. You probably can still find some, like maybe at like Ross or something. But they were built for women who had small waists and, you know, curvy backsides, right? Most Black women. So the jean, but they had small waists, which was great because
the cap, the hook was they had no gap. Was that
right?
Was it,
no
right?
gap. So guys, it was great because a lot of times I could go get a pair of jeans at their warehouse. They had a warehouse in Stone Mountain. And I could go to the warehouse and get a pair of jeans and not have to worry about, they would fit perfectly. They would fit perfectly, like no gap, and, you know, hug your curves. It was great. Lisa Ray, they did a thing with Lisa Ray. That was after we did this. So we did a model call, and Moe was judging the ladies, which was hilarious. But there were a lot of girls. Now, the problem is a lot of people thought because they were curvy jeans that meant, a lot of people confused thick with beyond, right? And so when you're talking about advertising, what looks like a 4 actually in real life is probably like what looks like a 6 is probably like a 4. Like if you want somebody to be curvy on camera, you don't go get like a 14, you get like a 6. And the 6 looks curvy, looks like probably like a 8 to 10, right? Probably even smaller than that. Like 4 and 6 were magical sizes, because if you get a size 4 that's curvy, she could look thick, but that's not really a thick woman. But it's just how it looks on camera, because as Moe pointed out, the camera adds weight, especially curves. Like it magnifies curves, right? So a lot of times girls that guys think are really curvy, they're actually really small, right? Because he just looks curvy. So the girl got mad because she was like trying to shoot a size 12. And I was like, if she's a size 12, that's going to look bigger in the photo. We need to get like a size 6, 8, right? And but anyway, yeah, Moe was the judge, and the ladies were very happy to see Moe there. I think did you perform?
I performed.
You performed, yeah. It was interesting. I think later that night is when we met the ladies. We used the two girls that one of them was curvy and then the other one was built like a plank. And you pick the plank with the pretty face, with the pretty smile, and the butter, the melted butter.
No.
It is the same night.
I don't think it's the same night.
I think it was the same night. Or I know that was at Compound though.
It's about the same time.
It was at Compound though. Because I remember it being at Compound.
Nah, I thought it was on Roswell Road at 5-5, whatever that thing was on Roswell Road.
That was at Compound. That now there was some we had some
the PCI. I thought you had because there's video of that.
Really?
You doing it? Yeah, that's why I thought you was going. I thought you might have found the video. I was like, "Kid, she gonna bring up the video."
Let me see if I can find this video.
There's video of that.
It's out?
No, I don't know if it's online. I'm saying there's video that we had. Either I had it, you had it. Somebody has the video.
I don't have it anymore.
Even me performing because I did Wiggle It. Devin was there. Remember all that?
Yeah, I could remember which song you did.
Wiggle It.
Wow.
1, 2, got my eyes on you.
Okay, give it to the people.
Anyway.
Let's see. I'm trying to see if I can. I have to find that. Now I'm going to have to find it for the people. This was before the BBL craze. It was definitely before the BBL craze. But Atlanta was always a place where curves were appreciated. Because I remember I moved here and they were actually like, I actually was like, wow, this is great because, you know, people actually appreciate curves. I should have been living here my whole life. I actually did a photo shoot. One of my photo shoots was I did a PZI photo shoot because I started working with them and I had written this poem about having curves. And they had me do a shoot with Sean Dowdell, which was great. But the crazy thing is the way this is shot, I don't know why they picked this photo because it didn't look you couldn't really see the curves as much as they could have been. But you know, that's probably good because I'm a professional person. So I'm trying to see if I can find that picture. I might have got rid of it because it was like I was turned around looking from the back. And I was like, that doesn't really fit my brand. But yeah, that was a good time. It was definitely interesting to watch Moe judge the ladies. I don't even remember the girls that they ended up picking. I don't see the photo.
Because it was a husband and wife couple that owned the company,
Yep.
Correct?
Mm-hmm. I do not understand what happened to that photo. I know I have it still because it was on their website. This is the front version of it. That is the front version. That was like, whew, that's me in the PZI jeans in 2010. I had a bunch of makeup on. I did not like, that was my first professional photo shoot. And I felt like I looked like a trans. It was a lot of makeup, man. A lot of makeup, but I have a picture where it's showing the jeans in the back. But they were very, very very comfortable, and Moe helped them pick a model, so that was hilarious.
We was moving around at that time.
We were doing a lot. It was a lot.
I was in a couple magazines. I was on the radio. Yeah, we was moving around a little bit. We were
doing our thing. But speaking of moving around, I wanted to show the couple of clips from the last episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville because there's a lot going on. First of all, have any of you heard Dark Skinned Ken's song "Lick You Up and Down"?
Let me lick you up and down.
It doesn't even sound. The tone is not even though you're not even really trying to sing.
I can't say it
is really different. It is not, and I know that they're not trying to, but it is a wild rendition. I'm not sure what exactly. Well, I don't know if people are enjoying it, but I don't know.
They're making their videos, sending it back to them.
Yeah. I'll play a little. He's asking a question. I don't know.
The fact that you got ain't supposed to be.
I don't know if that sample was cleared. That's crazy.
Well, they just took a beat, a piece, If they would have did the whole melody, they could get, I don't know.
But they still, that's enough to, you know what record that is.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to know that. And that sample, samples, it can be difficult for it. Hey, you there said it sounds like.
But they redid it.
It sounds like a Temu LimeWire version. I'm weak. Not the Temu version of Silk. But in addition to Ken, the photo I posted on Instagram today. So I posted a photo on Instagram today.
I don't know, but you posted a video of me back in 2017. I was like, look at Christal. Okay.
Oh, when I was, I did a, I was on a cruise ship doing I did an entrepreneur workshop. But okay. In addition to Ken, it's hilarious. Hey, you there is hilarious. In addition to Ken, Marceau and Tisha are having trouble. Still.
You don't say.
Still. And I want to give a little, I'm going to play this clip, but I want to give a little context to it if you didn't see it. This was a very long, very uncomfortable conversation between Marceau and Tisha, right? Marceau said that he feels like he is alone in his relationship. He said he feels like Tisha don't care. New York Born said, I don't like the tone of the song. Neither do I. But oh no, Mo had a couple records. Haitian Mo had a few records. He had quite a few records. Marceau said he does not feel like Tisha is supportive. He feels like it sounds like he doesn't feel appreciated. He feels like he works really hard and she's not there. She's just, receiving the benefits of what he's trying to do for the family. It was a really uncomfortable scene to watch because we've seen them have trouble really since the first season, right? But now we see it coming to this point, y'all either gotta ish or get off the pot because it's probably doing a lot of damage to them. And I'm definitely not one that believes in divorce because I think you do everything that you can, right? But I do think it may be time for them to get off the show. If they really are going through
if he's really serious.
Right. But I don't know if this is for TV or this is serious.
But I just with the universe don't know the difference between the two when you're really talking about your real life. And he sounds like a man. As soon as you start saying what he said, it sounds like a person that's setting up for his excuse to cheat. Not that he's going to cheat. He already cheated. And if it comes out, then he's going to be like, well, I told you.
This is what I was going through. Right. This is what I have been experiencing.
That's just my take. That's the first. I'm not saying that's true. I'm just saying that's the first thing that came to my mind.
Yeah, I agree. It definitely feels like he's unhappy and has been so for quite a while. It's just crazy though, because Tisha, I don't know what else she could do, because you could tell she loves her husband. I mean, that to me is very apparent that she loves her husband. She is constantly taking up for him. Whenever he does things, he's constantly reprimanding her. He said that he doesn't understand. He said that when they first got together, he wanted to marry her because he was working on a project and she saw what he was doing and she was fine to get on board with what he was doing. He feels like now she wants to do her own thing, and that's not what he signed up for. He signed up for somebody that would come on board with his program, not necessarily wanted their own program. And so Maurice asked him, and Maurice is nobody's favorite this season. He is having first of all, they are still clowning him as we did.
I saw that clip.
That is
at the table with talk about the accident.
The pole, the tree, and the animal. That was crazy because Ken's friend was like, whenever you are feeling down, this is what can make you feel better: a pole, a tree, and an animal. Because that is hilarious. It is hilarious. And Maurice just says some crazy things to Kimmy that I just don't really understand. But I don't really feel like Kimmy is, I think Kimmy can take care of herself. I don't feel like Maurice is like hurting her. Like, I feel like she is very self-assured. I give her that. Tisha, I'm not sure if she has this. I think she would be really, really hurt.
But it just sounds like when she talk, she just gets on his nerves. And once you get to that point, it's like anything they do is going to be annoying.
I think so. But this clip, I want to play this clip and then I want us to talk about that. But I just want to give you guys the context. And here we go.
I don't know where we go from here. I feel like I have done my part. I tried to be involved, but it's like you're pushing me away. And there's only so many times that I can keep trying before I give up and feel like you don't want me around. Like, you're saying all these things that you're on your own because you're choosing that path. You may feel alone in business, but I feel alone as well.
I don't even know why. I don't know why I talk. Because it's clear you don't care.
I'm sorry.
No, you're not sorry.
I'm sorry.
No, you're not sorry. No, you're not sorry. You're patronizing and you don't give a
This is so up.
Yeah, it is up. You know what? No, let's go.
No.
Let's go.
This is so up. Like, you just ruined the whole moment.
Come on, babe. Come on, babe.
No, I don't want to go.
I made a mistake trying to talk to you.
No, I don't want to go.
Well, I'm about to go back over there.
Okay, no. This is so crazy.
I can't even be listened to.
I feel, oh man, that sucks. Her voice is a little whiny though, but it sucks.
What woman's voice is not annoying?
What he could do, and it's really he's fed. Like, it just sounds like they need a break. He needs to miss his wife, and I don't mean a break to do nothing crazy. I'm just saying they need to breathe and remember why they were in this in the first place. And I do feel sorry for her. I don't feel sorry for him because he's annoyed. He needs a break. They both do. And it's more him than her because he's an asshole.
That was a really mean. That was a mean scene, it was even worse than that when he was telling her that, you know, he feels he's alone, and then he asked her to Marriott's point. He asked her to buy. What would it take for him to buy her out? Maurice told him to do that, which was lame.
He's done that. He's already checking out. He's already checked out.
And she was like, well, that sounds like you just start splitting stuff up before you want a divorce.
Yes. He's checked out. Yes. That's what I mean by he's checked out. Yeah. It's one thing for your brother to say it. It's another thing when you come out and say it to her. Man,
yeah.
Get your affairs in order.
She definitely needs to get her affairs in order. I don't think that it was supposed to be hypothetical, but it was he's just trying to be hurtful. I don't hate to say this. I feel like he knows he wouldn't try that on a woman a different type of woman. He wouldn't talk like that.
Hold on, what was supposed to be hypothetical?
Him saying, "Can I buy you out? What would it take for me to buy you out?" Like, that's just a hateful question.
No, that's not even. He's testing you. He's checking your temperature because he's for real. He just want to see how you respond to it. If you respond to it, then he'd be like, "No, I'm just playing. I wouldn't really." But
if you say something like that, don't ever let your guard down again because he's serious. And I think that he would not. I think he wanted a woman like Tisha, somebody that believes in family and believes that you just stick it out by any means necessary. But I don't think he respects her. I don't think he would ever talk to Melody like that. A woman like Melody like that.
He couldn't.
He really. I feel like if anybody probably needs to leave, it's her. Then he would miss her. If she got a backbone and was like, you know what? You could take all this gaslighting and you could and get black and all the stuff okay, sugar pie. All right.
That part.
You could take it and get on because I'm doing everything I can. Nothing's good enough. You're tired. let's just do this. Then he would switch it around. But it's almost like he likes being able to have the control in the situation and dump on her. And I don't like that. I have felt like all this time, like, I was like, y'all can't be saying that she should leave her husband and everything. How, before when Melody was on there, they were giving her a hard time. But you're right, Lynn. She said Mel tried to tell Tisha that years ago. And that's probably because they all knew them better than we did, right? We only see what this is, but that dynamic has probably been there forever. But at this point,
go to your mother's house.
No, go get your own house.
No,
don't
but
go
whatever.
to your mama's house.
I think how she tested the water is like, leave. You might not need to, but he just maybe need to miss you. Remember what you guys had.
You gotta change this dynamic, girlfriend, because it's not that whole thing with him just. And then he got up and like messed her head. Like, don't. He is somebody that needs a stronger personality, because he's gonna take advantage. He's gonna take advantage, and that's unfair, because I think as a woman, you want to be submissive to your husband. You want to do those things, but if someone's going to take advantage of you and misuse you, then you cannot allow that. And at this point, I think they just need to get off TV, and I know nobody would do that because everybody loves being famous, right? But if you really want to save your family, y'all need to get off TV, because this is making her look crazy, and that's gotta hurt. It's gotta hurt, period, if you have that conversation with your husband. But then for him to do it in front of cameras, I don't like it.
I don't like it either.
I don't like it. Y'all know he has a crush on Melody, but he won't.
I saw that I was the annoying thing, but just the tone of her voice is the tone of a woman that's hurt, man, and she don't know what to do.
You can tell she don't know what to do. She's trying not to. He is chastising her and disciplining her in front of
her. She makes it feel like everything she does is wrong. Everything, even if it's for him, it's wrong.
Because she wants to try to make him happy, and it's like no matter what she does, no matter what she turns to say, it's not good enough. Y'all know good and well how does he feel? How is he feeling alone? And I'm not saying that he couldn't possibly feel alone, right? But it ain't because of her. It's not because of her. Mo calls BS.
Don't believe that. I mean, you're supposed to say that to make her feel away, but that ain't. But nah, I don't believe that.
I didn't like that. I just feel I'm over it. I know that was the season finale. This Saturday, I believe, is the reunion, and I worry about, like, I've never felt more concerned for their marriage than this season. This is crazy. It's just getting worse and worse and worse. And it could have been that she did need to leave before, but at this point, she because when you're in a situation, someone's beating you down like that, it's going to affect your own self-esteem.
He's already committed to just how he feels about her, and there's nothing she could do but separate herself from the. Now, I'm not saying divorce her forever, but they need space.
Oh no, Edna said Tisha is a selfish woman trying to be a boss woman. She gonna wind up alone. Yikes, Edna.
Damn, man.
I don't agree, Edna. Respect.
That's how you feel?
I don't believe that. I don't think that she wants to be a boss woman. I think that Tisha has taken a lot of grief from the public and other women because she was that stay-at-home mom, and she was the woman that didn't have her own voice, and he didn't respect that.
So let me ask you this, and now since you had mentioned Melody a little earlier and his, how he possibly feels about her, do you think that maybe that's the reason why she kind of like wants to boss up, because she sees that energy, she wants him to feel that way about her?
I think he respects Melody, and I think he doesn't respect Tisha. And I think that's probably because I think they're both beautiful women. There's not, and of course we always want what we don't have, but I think it's more about the respect, because I think even in the first couple of seasons, we saw Tisha kind of wanting to be more like Melody and even Kimmy, right? And they're a lot more independent than she was initially. And it's crazy because I don't feel like he really appreciated her when she was all about being a stay-at-home mom. I think her going and getting her degree and getting her postgraduate degree and doing all these things that she's done has been for herself. Even we know that she was even taking speech classes so she would be able to speak more eloquently. I think all that was for herself, for her sense of self. But unfortunately, she may have to use a lot of that because it may be time for you to move on, not to divorce, but to give him the space that he is asking for with this energy.
Once you're in it, it's kind of hard to respect someone. So I think you can do it if there's a separation, be cleared. It's kind of like halfway out of the system and you see a new them. It's kind of hard to see a new them when you're still dealing with them. You see what I'm saying?
I feel like all the stuff that she tried to do to get respect, he will never see her. He will never see her like that. Like, it's almost like how, you know, how you could go home and the people that you knew that grew up with you, they still see you as the same person. You may have done a lot of different things. You may have become very successful, but they will look at you and be like, you ain't nothing. You still, you know, you're still the same person. And I feel like he is not caring that she has done all these different things. He doesn't give her any respect for that. And maybe to your point, it's hard for him to change the way he sees her. But I know what can change the way he sees her. If he sees her move on, I bet that would change everything. Because I agree with Joda. I think that he admires, a lot of us like the idea of something, but the reality is something very different. A woman like Nelson left him a long time ago.
That's a fact.
A long time ago. So I think he wants something different, but he thinks he does, but I don't think he probably could handle it. So I think she need to give him what he wants.
That part. Yes.
That was a very horrible scene. And I know that we're all, you know, men's mental health. This is Men's Mental Health Month. And I'm not mad at, you know, a man expressing how he feels, but at the point that there's nothing that your wife can do, you're making her feel like anything she does is wrong. Then
we gotta remember this wasn't shot now, so
right. This was shot a while ago, but still, this is what we're seeing now. But I just think that isn't the majority stake of that company in her name. I don't know if the majority stake is in her name, but I do think that. And then he was like, "What value do you think you bring to the company?" Like, that's just demeaning. He was just being very demeaning to her, right?
Man.
I did not like it. I did not like it. And I'm glad that she didn't just fold, but you could tell she's very hurt. You could tell she's very embarrassed, and having to deal with that on TV, I just did not. I really felt bad for her. On another scene, there was another a scene with Kimmy and Maurice and the guys, and Maurice and Martell are going back and forth. And can I say it's crazy because sometimes in real life, the villain is actually not the villain, right? And I feel like on this show, Martell has been made to be the villain. Martell is a villain, but so are Maurice and Marceau. And I think that Martell may be the only.
Well, who is he villainizing now? Now his ex-wife, pardon me, is out the picture. You can't really villainize Martell right now. The other villains are there. Some other villains that pop their head up.
But they were able to point the finger at Martell and get the focus off of them. And I think now we're seeing, and I think he's also just tired of being the sacrificial lamb. And Kimmy and Maurice, we do know that Maurice cheated. I feel like we knew that anyway. First of all, sir, no one bought that stupid story. And the fact that you're doubling down on it is ridiculous. Now, I know that that's not probably what he's telling Kimmy behind closed doors, because Kimmy is not stupid and she never presents herself that way. But I thought this was a cute scene. And I think this proves something I've always said, that women, just like men are attracted to seeing women in the kitchen and cleaning and, mopping and stuff, we get turned on.
Attractive?
Huh? I think
maybe the cooking part, but I don't think.
I think folding clothes, serving the men think that's attractive. When she's in the kitchen, she's cooking and cleaning and tending to home. I think, at least from what I've heard men like that. like to see a woman that's doing stuff.
I mean, it's nice to have, but I don't know about attractive.
Do you think that does that?
She's over there mopping the floor. Look at her. Oh.
I know cooking definitely had. I've had a few guys act turned on with the cooking, and I'm like,
it's nurturing.
Yeah, well, we like to see y'all doing man things, and I'm glad that someone has said it.
Like
so
I servant work. Yes.
No, it's not. Let's check.
Look, they're going backwards. They're going under the table. I love every minute of seeing these guys put these tables together. Every single solitary minute, it literally gives me goosebumps to see Maurice out there sweating and putting these tables together perfectly. Okay, that's the turn on I'm looking for.
Yes, Kimmy, it is. We like it. We're here for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like it's a good equivalent.
Yeah, I mean, no, it's a woman thing. I'm not supposed to understand it.
I think one of the most. I remember my daughter had my daughter when Adrian and I were just dating. My daughter's battery went out of her car, and so he was like, "Where's she at?" And we just got to get another battery. And I was like, "Okay." So I thought that he was going to have the car towed to some place to put the battery in and buy the battery there. I was like, we can get it from Walmart. And he was like, no, where's she at? He bought a battery and put it in. And I was just like, He just acted like it was stupid for me to think that it was a big deal. He just put the battery in. Oof. Yeah. Another time I saw this guy was dating, he just moved a refrigerator. Yeah.
It's all servant work.
So that's not, putting a battery in is not servant work.
You ask a woman, what do you like about a man? And everything she's gonna list is about servant.
No, protecting. He seems strong, like he could protect us. We like to be protected. I don't want someone that looks like I gotta fight for him.
Why are you fighting? Like what is your life like?
Never, but I'm just saying, if we go someplace and if there's something that happens, I don't want to be like,
where are you
behind
going?
me? I got you.
Where are you going with that's a constant fear in your life?
We just like to feel like the man is big and strong to protect us.
It'd be like, what if I'm like, where are you, man? Listen,
what if it's not a big deal to change a car battery? No, but you know what? Most guys that I was dating before him, they would definitely have just paid for it to be done. You can do it. I mean,
it's some people that can do both just because you'd be like, I don't want to deal with it. I got money, boom. And there's some people that can do it and some people that can do both.
Well, he could definitely pay for it too, but I just think I just think it's manly.
You like to see the servant in him. That's what I'm saying.
No, it's not servant. It feels like he could protect us. Like if things
because he can change the battery, it feels like he can protect you.
Yes, if something happened, he
gonna throw the battery at him.
No, if something happened, like even around the house, if he'll just be like, that's not a big deal. He could still fix them. A guy that can pay for it. What if the money goes away? Then what are we gonna do? But if he can actually fix it, I'm just saying what women like. We love a man that can do things, that's strong, has got broad shoulders, can pick you up and put you down somewhere. Like that.
That's it. Okay.
It's taking charge. Yes, we like it. Just saying, today has been about what we like. But anyway, I believe that it is time. It is that time of the night.
Yes. I got 15 minutes. So
it is that time of the night.
My story ain't long, but it is.
It is time.
Yes, it is.
Story time. Ladies and gentlemen.
Yes. I'm waiting for the introduction, nigga.
Oh, I don't have one. Just.
Okay. All right. There were. Can you think of some names? I can't say the people's real name. Well, I only know one person's real name.
Okay, let's say Felicia.
Felicia.
And I need a guy name.
Yeah, Ron.
Eric. Ron. Okay, Felicia and Ron.
Okay. Felicia and Ron. Felicia and Ron have been kicking it for like maybe 2 months.
Okay.
Ron says, hey, would you like to go to Mexico, Tulum? Felicia said, excuse me, yes. They pick a date. She says, I have to work that night, 3rd shift. So early in the morning, I'll be coming straight to the airport from work. Do you mind? They already got the seats and booked everything. She booked the Airbnb. She didn't pay for it, but she put in her name. And she says, do you mind if he did the seat arrangement, because it was on Delta, you can arrange the seat. So she says, can I have the window seat since I'll be coming from work? I'm going to be tired. He says, sure, no problem. Meets him at the airport. They board the plane. She was like, I remember I was going to get he was like, no, you sit in the middle. And it was a back and forth until he was like, fine.
Okay.
Let's just sit there. Kind of had an attitude. Get off the plane, land in Tulum. I guess they're at the airport. They're going to correct me because I think they're listening if I'm wrong, but I got short notes, cliff notes too. So they get off to the airport and he said, I'm hungry. Could you find us something to eat, like a place to go?
Who says it? She does or he does?
No, Ron says it.
Okay.
And Felicia finds a spot. It's 30 minutes away. He has a problem with that. Why you pick somewhere 30 minutes away? She said, well, I'm here. I don't know. It's my first time here. I just found somewhere. Another fine, right? So it said the location was too far. So they get to the place and she goes to call her kids.
Okay.
This man snatches the phone out of her hand.
Whoa.
And he was serious. He wasn't playing. He was serious. And
she's got to book her ticket home. She's got to go home immediately. She needs to go home immediately.
They had that exchange. So after, I think they went back to the room. They went to the room, and then his phone didn't. You know how you had that country thing when your phone came? He didn't pay for it. She had the thing on her phone. And the travel plan. Right. Yeah. Her phone wasn't working. His phone didn't work. So, but she didn't have her charger. He had a charger.
Okay.
She said, well, my phone is like on 2%. Can I use your charger? He said no. And he was dead serious. This wasn't joking. He's like, no, you can't. You should have bought your own. Jesus
Christ. He doesn't like her. What's happening?
I don't know. Mind you, this guy he's like a bodybuilder.
Oh, he will.
And she was like, there wasn't any signs of no injections, body marks, wide jaw. Because it stretches your jaw to make it wide. That's why they all have that wide jaw.
I didn't know that. I do like that wide jaw though.
Yeah, well, a lot of it comes from steroids.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's why you don't think all guys just happen to have a wide
I thought that I was like, guys that work out, they just must have a nice chiseled jaw.
Yeah, this is part of it.
It's testosterone because it makes it have a manly.
She said no acne on his back, none of that. But she says in mood swings, but no mood. But apparently he does.
Apparently he had mood swings, right?
So I'm gonna leave it at that, and you tell me what you think happened. Mind you, they're in a whole nother country.
But Tulum is not that.
But I mean, it's still another. You still need a passport.
Yeah, but I mean,
and you don't know nobody. You with this man, and you don't know how he's going to act. He already took your phone. You tried to ask him, "Can you use a charger?" And he said no.
Surprised, like, why would she ask him? Because I would have left his ass alone. Like you done snatched my phone. You being an ass because I picked a restaurant that was 30 minutes. Like I would have.
And then it was like she told her like, "Yo, you sit in the middle." When he already agreed to.
Yeah, I mean, depending on this, if he's a big guy, because Gun Boss and I have that issue. I cannot really ride except in the middle in a window seat, but his legs are super long. So the window seat in the middle, he's really miserable. Like, you know what I mean?
We all are. If you got long legs, I got long legs. I'm miserable.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't have no legs. So I mean, I don't know if she's a short person, but I'm very short legs.
I asked her about the neck thing. Did you have that? She said, yeah, but I guess she needs to lean. I don't know.
Yeah, I just lean on him to go to sleep. But so I'm not the window. I'm not as upset with, but him snatching the phone when she's trying to talk to her kids is crazy, and him being hateful because of 30 minutes away, that's crazy. And the charge.
You know I'm hungry. Why would you pick somewhere so far? And it's like, I'm not from here.
You pick the place, then eat at the airport. Like, what's going on? Why does he have a nasty attitude? I would not have wanted to stay there. I hope that she goes home.
Mind you, she didn't see. I asked her, were there any red flags prior? She said no. She said that was the strange part.
That's kind of hard to believe, though.
And then to get out, that's why I asked. I was like, it had to be something. Then you get out the country and act the fool, or at the airport, and while we're boarding.
But sometimes people do know that when they get you away from everyone, you're kind of at their mercy.
And they met him. They didn't meet. I was like, you meet him at the gym? She was like, nah.
It's gonna make us afraid to ever date number one, ever with the workout guy. Y'all, we ain't nobody can ever date number one again after this story. Stay away from the muscle head.
I was like, there was no signs. It said it was everything was, it was cool. It asked, could I, it wasn't long, but it wasn't like I just met him yesterday. Yeah. And you're out the country. That's the thing. She's,
Yeah, out the country is crazy, but not really though, because if you've dated, I mean, we got to think about for adults.
When he took the phone at the restaurant and they were going back and forth, and the waiter was like, is everything okay?
Yeah, no.
Like other people.
At the point that a waiter has to say that.
Yeah, I forgot about that part.
That's crazy. And especially with all these women being unalived out of the country and stuff, man.
You see what I'm saying? I mean, this was like a while ago. I mean, like.
But still, I mean, obviously, when people get you away from your family and friends and your support system, you're like at their mercy.
Right.
Well, thankfully, she's okay because I'm assuming she told you the story. So
yeah.
Hopefully she just left and had. That's why I will say this, ladies. It is.
But you don't know what happened.
We don't know what happened. I just don't know.
It's more
that I believe. Oh God, I don't believe that he's gonna apologize and turn his evil ways. But I will say this: anybody, because Gunboss and I started dating in February. We went on our first trip in May, right? But we had spent a lot of time together before we went out of town. We didn't go out of the country first. We went out of town first. We went out of country, probably like 6 months later. But I think that whenever you go out of town or out of the country with someone, you should have a backup fund to where if you need to buy especially if you didn't buy your ticket, if you bought your ticket, then you can change your ticket, right? But if you didn't buy your ticket, you need to make sure you have enough money in your bank account to fly yourself back and to get another room, because I don't necessarily believe in staying with people in the room unless you guys are really at that point. And I guess they were. But
she did not buy the ticket, by the way.
Right. So she needs to make sure she has enough money in her bank account to get back, because there's always the possibility, no matter how good things are going, that things can take a turn. So do not go out of the country or even out of town, out of state with somebody.
But she did have the Airbnb in her name. I just wanted to put that out there.
That's good. But if he paid for it, that's still... I mean, you got to make sure you got something that you could pay for, and the ticket home, like be able to pay for your way to get home. Don't go nowhere with somebody and not be able to get yourself home if he trips, and make sure your friends know where you are.
Oh, absolutely.
Make sure that you
because that did happen, and yes, it's a few things in the last few years that really been heavy with Black people out of the country. And ooh, yeah.
My daughter likes to go out of the country by herself, which I don't like, but she feels like it's her right. She's grown. But whenever she does go, she does share her location. Like she's going to Portugal in a few weeks, and she shares her location. After she gets off the ship, she's going, but share your location and always have enough money to get yourself wherever you need to go. Just in case. I don't know what I don't know what could potentially happen. I don't see this getting better, because I feel like when a person is annoyed by you, it's not you. That's just them. They're going to be annoyed.
Yeah, and that was another thing. She's like, I didn't do it. She said, I don't know if he had a bad whatever. The more I think about it, he probably had a hard time getting away from his wife. And they got an attitude and was like, man, I got to deal with this when I get home, but it can't shake it.
That could be where somebody is.
I'm not saying they got a wife. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Right.
Why would you be mad taking a vacation being mad? Like, that doesn't make sense.
Like you're in Tulum.
Yeah.
That's weird. I'm interested to see what's going to happen. You guys know on Friday, we will be back at 10 p.m. and I almost feel like we need to get to story time early on Friday. I need to know what happened in Tulum, and just, 2 months may be a little fast to go out of the country, unless you got a nice bank account and it ain't nothing. Like you can, get yourself this, and I do agree with Blondie. Like there probably had to be some red flags. Maybe we need to date until we see something wrong. Like you need to see, I've heard people say, I don't know how you respond to trouble. Like I've heard guys say that. I need to see how she responds to,
That's what I feel. When you don't get your way, I need to see as many looks as possible before I commit, because I need to see,
I think women, we need to adopt that from men. Like we need to see what happens when he's had a bad day. Because in the beginning, if he's attracted to you, it's all gonna be good. But once he kind of gets used to you and the newness wears off,
or even how they don't get their way with you,
that's it. I agree, Haitian. I was also raised that way. Never go somewhere without money. And that was like even just like on a date, like never ever. That Netflix Worst Ex Ever was wild. I don't know why people were there were people sleeping with people on first dates. And I think, outside of the moral issue with it, you cannot have someone that you don't know come to your house. And I think even before you go out,
or at least you know where they live, so if something happens, you can point the police.
Because you don't know like who people are. But this is a.
Woo. Oh, do you see that show where the people talk about like they cheated and they got to face each other, they ain't seen each other, and they got to sit there in that room, and was like, so, oof, that's intense.
It is. That is. Oh.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just saw someone sent me something on my phone that said there's an influencer, Roy Styles' ex-girlfriend, put him on blast for having a gay relationship with Shannon Sharp. Jesus Christ. Anyway,
oh boy,
Lord Jesus. The headlines never stop. Tune in on Friday. We will have the second part of Moe's story. Moe, you do have good stories. We're gonna have to put together a compilation of all the dating diary stories. That would be cool.
That would be cool.
Yeah, I think we should put together a compilation of all the stories. So we're gonna have to figure out what happened there. And I'm excited because I have a story next. I have a positive story because I think some of these stories will make some of our listeners and viewers afraid.
That's why it's called Dating Disaster.
It is called Dating Disasters. Yeah, they are dating disasters, and we have a special coming up in the next 2 weeks that it's gonna be some great dating disasters. But you guys will get a notification only if you are subscribed. So make sure you take this opportunity right now to go ahead and subscribe so that you get a notification, because we have a very special episode coming up in the next 2 weeks. But you would not know because it won't be on a Wednesday or Friday, so you won't know. You won't know unless you're subscribed. So go ahead and take a moment to join the channel and subscribe. It's free. All you got to do is click on the like. Click on the like. We've had a good time tonight picking our men and talking about things and wishing Tisha well. We wish Tisha well. We wish Tisha well. And hopefully they've worked through all this embarrassment. But in any case, you guys be good. Finish your week strong. We'll see you back here in your pajamas on Friday for part 2 of Moe's story. We love you guys for watching, and we'll see you on Friday.
Do you have a dating deal breaker, disaster, or dilemma? Let's talk about it. Welcome to the Dating Diaries.